just over 5 minutes. We're going to match on Stadium Court. Trevor and Clyde. Trevor grabs Crabb Bourne. Will take on Chase Budinger. And Troy Field.
Welcome to Austin, Texas at Krieg Field for this first stop on the AVP Tour in 2022. And what a great season it's going to be. 16 total stops on the calendar throughout the summer and even into the fall. We're extending summer. Why not? In 2022. Hey everyone, I'm Cameron Irwin alongside Matt Bishop. And man, are we getting ready for a good one down on the stand. It's 1 versus 4 on the men's side out of the winners bracket. You see Mark Sherman's already getting the crowd rocking here on Stadium Court. Let's see where he's going to top this one out. Will it be the right, the left? Who knows? Let's have some fun with Mark Sherman.
I can't figure it out. It is time for our next match. It is time to send a men's team to the semifinals, ladies and gentlemen, and let's do the dang thing, shall we? Yeah, buddy. First person I make eye contact with, that's who I introduce first. And it's gonna be you. Did you finally find somebody, Troy, who jumps higher than you? Or are you still like, could you jump over P. Diddy, Troy? No, definitely not. Maybe in 2012 you could have, I don't know. This first guy, he is so much fun to watch. Became a fan favorite immediately on the AVP Tour, especially right here in Austin. Let me hear it for Mr. Troy Field. Woo! And his partner, who 100% can jump over P. Diddy. I've seen it happen. It's been done 10 years ago. If you make the finals, Chase, we're gonna bring him back out here. Ladies and gentlemen, let me hear it for the star basketball and volleyball player, Mr. Chase Budinger. And their opponents coming in as the #1 seeds here in Austin. First up, this guy, co-host of Drinking with the Crabbs. I can't wait for the newest episode. Is it still happening? Ladies and gentlemen, you love him on the court, on the camera. Let's see him come out here, Mr. Trevor Crabb. And his partner, also out of the beautiful state of Hawaii, co-host of the Sandcast. He is all volleyball all the time. He is Bourne on the beach. It's Try Bourne.
Three of the 4 athletes currently on the sand had taste of titles in 2021. And most of the time it was Chase facing off against Try and Trevor as he was partnered up alongside Casey Patterson. Chase picked up 2 titles just a year ago, winning in Atlanta and Chicago. But he was missing the big one, the MBO. He lost to Try and Trevor in the final alongside Casey Patterson, but now he's got a new partner alongside him in Troy Field. There's a look at Troy Field at the service line, debuting his new hat. Try and Trevor on the far side, Cameron Irwin and Maddie Bishop in the booth with you as Troy Field picks up an ace to start us off.
Troy Field teed off with that jump serve yesterday against Casey Patterson and Ed Ratledge with great effect, and he's right back off to the same start today.
Well, and to your point, he had 5 aces on the day yesterday and 4 games played as that ball goes over and Troy able to get a hand on it, but Troy leading the field coming into day 2 coverage of the AVP with 1.25 aces per set after yesterday's performance. There's a look at Trevor Crabb in this split blocking duo, Try and Trevor. You can already hear the conversation taking place. I like he calls him T. Roy. Not Troy, T-Roy. And already they are focusing on Chase Budinger, but not because of his side-out ability, but we already saw the last ball called as a double, and this one trailing far off the net. They're testing the hands of Troy Field. Chase Budinger, like Mark mentioned, NBA star and now AVP star. And a big swing from Trevor Crabb, sees the pulling block and tries to go right at Chase Bud.
Pulling is definitely Chase's strong suit. Trevor taking advantage of that. You won't see that very often.
They're going line to line, but I believe they're actually going to call him for a foot
fault on the serve by Chase. I missed the call on the play before. Trevor's ball out.
So what about the sand?
Yeah, but they're calling the foot fault, and Troy and Chase having conversation because a lot of times Chase will put his foot slightly underneath, or the foot fault, it will make it look like it because he's launching underneath. So it's almost like leaving a ball mark. There's a foot imprint on the sand. 4-3 on the side switch. Option play.
Both teams teeing off. Bit of a good side as we see Trevor and Troy are over on the good side now. They're teeing off into the win.
We've talked so much about good side, bad side, and it has some variables to it, right? A lot of it has to do with the wind, right, Maddie?
Absolutely. So Trevor serving into the wind here.
There you go. Oh, come on. I know. But over.
You can see just in the back of your screen, the flags are a good indicator as to which side's good side, bad side. A lot of times you want wind in your face, not at your back. You're serving into the wind, can make the ball move and kind of dance around. They stay on Trevor. And Troy Field has made a big switch in this offseason because traditionally he's been a blocker on every single one of his teams, and now he's working with Chase Bud. So he's gone full-time defense.
But if you watch, you can see there's still a lot of development to happen in his reads and his positioning, but he's so incredibly athletic. Yesterday, he was picking up balls that he was well out of position for, he had misread, and he was still getting quality digs and turning them into points.
Here's a shot for him to side out, and he brings the heat. Mark Sherman talked about the physicality and the verticality of this team of Budinger and Field. Two of the biggest jumpers out on the sand. And block back. Good energy on the side of Bud and Field.
Trevor was well off the net there, and Chase penetrates so far across. He's able to reach into that angle like few other blockers in the United States can.
Switch.
Hey, working on Trevor. And how about that set? Try Bourne. Over the top of his head, running through that ball.
He is an outstanding all-around athlete, and coming into this tournament, I really thought a lot about who is the next best blocker on the AVP now that Jake Gibb is retired, and Phil Dahlhauser is playing limited, and Tri was top of my list coming into this weekend, and then of course Phil showed up in place of Nick Lucena, and just is showing us why he's the all-time greatest blocker.
Yeah, a few other names in that conversation. Chase Budinger as he takes the swing, but you also think about Theo Brunner and what he was able to do just a year ago. His numbers were astronomical, and not to mention Andy Benish, the up-and-comer, now playing alongside Phil Dahlhauser in this tournament as Nick Lucena is out with an injury, and making the best of it, working with Florida State at Gulf Shores as well.
A lot of talent on the men's side. And it's hard to see that, one of your best is split blocking with Trevor Crabb. Theo, I 100% agree. He's right there in that conversation. Chase is right there. It's going to be an amazing next 3 years before Paris.
We'll see what happens as the sand settles, but that's a great pickup for Tri in the backcourt. Roy again is the call from Trevor, and it's so fun. When I caught up with both Tri and Trevor this past week and asked them what are some areas of focus for them in the off season, they said, and it makes sense, Trevor Crabb blocking, Tri Bourne down defense.
It is out of bounds, 9-9.
Trying to go line to line with the service pressure. That makes things just a little bit extra challenging. Shortest distance on the court. And Troy with an ace. And in the same regard, Troy Field said he's been really focused on his service pressure. They started off the season because Chase Bud has such a solid float serve, a really tough ball. We said, hey, we're going to have him go after the serve. And then they changed it up, and Chase said, no, Troy, I want you going after your serve. And right now it's paying dividends. Nice touch. What a rally from Tri and Trevor.
It was a ridiculous dig right back into the net. It was the only way that Tri was really going to buy time for Trevor here. Only way he could get to that ball. And he registers his first kill on his first swing of the match there. Tri's on the board.
Nice. Come on, Troy, up there. He's up.
You hear the he's up there call. Yeah, he's way up there. That's Chase Bud.
We're going to take the technical as close as it can be, 11-10 here in set number 1. This is Queen Skin match of the day. Make sure you check out Queen Skin booth. If you haven't already, just behind the stadium court.
So impressive to watch how Chase Bud redirects that ball. That's a great view from our net cam for his ability to move that ball back within the interior of the court.
And all sorts of good stuff. Broad spectrum, SPF.
It's a partnership in Troy Field and Chase Bud that has done some work internationally. They've gone around and tried to qualify into some tournaments as Troy Field looks for more international points alongside Chase. And it has not been a smooth path to this point, but they hope to continue to build confidence in their partnership and their abilities. As you now look at the winners bracket, and they mentioned the AVP Tour this year with so many stops along the way. This is a great opportunity for them to do that and figure out their partnership, how it's going to function, and their greatest strengths as you look at C-Bud and Troy Field in that 4 spot against Tri and Trevor. And then you've got on the stadium court, Brunner and Schock, the number 3 versus the number 2 team. That's Benish and Dahlhauser. And you want to talk about some height. I think there are 3 athletes out there that are over 6'9" on that court. So many of these teams, especially on the winner's side, played 2 matches yesterday. Today, this just being their first in the winner's bracket, that has to be an advantage.
Absolutely. You want to stay off the sand as much as possible before Sunday.
Yeah, for a lot of the teams in the contenders bracket, and that's a nice quick turn from Troy Field and Chase Budd. But a lot of these teams having quick turnaround times on this Saturday afternoon in the heat and the humidity here in Texas.
Leaves a lot to play for that you get to take a break until tomorrow. If you lose here, you have to play again this afternoon.
You hear Bourne shouting, "Scouting report." Half of this game is just the conversation. And I mean that in the best possible way. (12-11). Tough serve from Bourne and make it an ace.
A heavy serve from Crabb for the ace, 12-12.
Naya and Gabby surely screaming at home. And another tough serve from Bourne.
Oh, way to go high.
And how about those hands? Troy Field told me, I just have to make sure I put the ball high enough for that guy.
Seeing Trevor and try to take advantage of the split block, both of them can tee off on their serves and not have to run to the net and try and block.
Talking about the league, take a look at some of those attempts as that ball falls back on the side of Troy and Chase. It may say 93, but it feels like 110 out here.
No, come on.
Somebody in the crowd is shouting, serve the guy who hasn't won a tournament yet. The only guy that hasn't won a tournament yet is that man right there, but he has been awfully close numerous times. One of the great partnerships from 2019 was him alongside Tim Baumgren, and they were deadly without a doubt. How about that chase from Troy Field? And he unloads. Muscle down, Troy Field.
More of that. His first year as a defender, he makes a great read there. He's super athletic, and then not a lot of defenders can make that play and get up to terminate with that kind of velocity. What an athlete.
On the side switch at 15-13, take a look at the efficiency. It's through the roof for Bud and Field. That's C Bud and Troy Field. He's making sure to give himself a little extra room. They try to be a little bit more conservative with Chase's serve. That error hits as if it's 2. And Try gives him 1 back. Taking some time to wipe the sunglasses, get reset. Take a breather after back-to-back missed serves. Right on the platform of Bourne, he moves in the middle and blocked back. T-Bud is a wall.
Unbelievable read. It's like he knew exactly right before, and Try hasn't seen a whole lot of the ball offensively. May see some more now if Chase is getting to see the arm swing that well.
early timeout at 18.
No, Cam, I had the feeling yesterday, and I'm having it again today. I think we may be watching the beginning of something really special this weekend. Troy Field playing defense. A lot of people kind of shook their head. He's never done anything but block, but oh my God, he's so athletic. And Chase Budinger, just the perfect complement with that huge block, takes away so much of the court. And this is just really their first AVP together. They've got a long ways to go. They're going to get a lot better, Cam.
That is surely true as they look to build confidence, but one of the ways in which they can do that is more Troy Field kills. Let's take a look at the White Claw pure spike of the day off the hand of Troy Field. Bringing the pace and the power. Let's try and Trevor hear about it. He followed up that swing with an additional as he walked off. Says, all right, yeah, go ahead, serve me. Why not? There's a look at Troy's 5 kills, 571 for him.
Got 3 digs to go with that. He leads all players. He's off to a very good start here.
We just need to mic these guys up. Going to Brewing athletes, see it repping on their arm. Monster Hydro athletes trying to cover. Nice dig. He looks for the middle, but Troy Field is there. The shot, how about off the palm? It goes wide. What a rally here in Austin, Texas.
Trevor Crabb reminding us it wasn't that long ago before he was when he was an undersized blocker, he switched over to play defense on Bourne. God,
Yeah,
what
how
an
about that
amazing
play?
Holy smokes.
I mean, to have the body control there from Bourne to be mid-air, go up to try and swap block, and the ball be behind his head, pops that off the heel of his hand. Incredible body control from Tri.
Oh, the athleticism's off the charts. All 4 players in this match, just absolute specimens. Rallies like that is what makes the AVP so amazing.
3-point advantage, Budinger and Field. Ryan Trevor, they're on the good side now. Wind in the face. See where Tri goes. Backs the sideline of Field. Option play, but from that side of the net, ball trailing away.
Oh, Tri did what he needed to. A super aggressive serve to Troy Field. Put him out of system, got an opportunity, and Trevor would like to have that one back.
It is set point for Budinger and Field. They need one side out here. You go towards middle this time, middle to middle. An extended net. Is it in? Yes. Straight down the line at Troy Field. Running some play sets out in Austin. So, and Chase Budinger coming out and shocking Tri and Trevor.
ready for a whole new wave of White Claw. New full flavor White Claw Surf. Sensational refreshment for a taste like no other.
We all know it's a good idea to recycle. But what happens to that aluminum can or all that paper after you put it in the recycling bin? Where does it go? What does it become in its second life? See how WM is always working for a sustainable tomorrow at WM.com/stories.
It's the choices we make that define us.
Tryon Trevor's coming off a tough, heartbreaking loss.
And ultimately, the enemy is within. Some people want it. Some wish for it. But others make it happen.
Tryon Trevor, super lethal, bringing fire and passion to the court.
How will you take charge?
You know what? As long as I say clean skin over
The #1 seed has lost the first set in a battle against #4 Bourne and Trevor Crabb versus Chase Budinger and Troy Field here in the heat and the sun of Austin, Texas. And man, it's been so fun to talk to Ty and Trevor throughout the week as they dropped that first set. He said, we understand how we picked up the #1 seed. It was by default. Those are his words, not mine. Let's take a look at some of the stats from the first set. He said, we are not fully satisfied after Phil Dahlhauser and Nick Lucena no longer playing together, and the retirement of Jake Gibbs, not to mention Taylor Crabb taking up Taylor Sanders. Some switch-ups and some scrambles have now put Tryon Trevor at the #1 spot, and they said, hey, we're here to not only prove it to ourselves, we want to prove it to everyone else too. We aren't satisfied, and we want to earn that #1 spot. Right now, they're going to have to do some work and grind it out here in the heat of Austin, Texas, because they are trail by 1 set already. Cameron Irwin alongside Maddie Bishop. Maddie, what do they have to do?
Well, they've got to get their serve receive dialed in. The big aggressive serves of Troy Field and Chase Budinger are putting them on their heels. Their hitting percentage is just 150. That's terrible by their standards. They've got to figure out a way to deal with the big serves and get themselves in system more often.
Well, that's a great point by you, as Bourne currently 1 kill with 1 error on 5 attempts, hitting 0. And Trevor Crabb hitting just 200, 7 kills, 4 errors. Definitely some tough serves from Troy Field. He already picked up 2 in the first set alone. He also has 3 errors to his name on the from the service line. But pressure obviously working. Chase from the right. I believe that's just wide. Check the ball mark.
Yeah.
Chase now on the left. And talk about how challenging is that in terms of an arm swing. He looks like he's going up to take a full swing, and then he slows it down right at the last second.
It's a high point of contact. It's a really effective tool. He keeps the ball in front of him. Really good vision there.
No, no, no.
Gets caught pulling on Trevor again there, and I'm not sure what he's seeing that's getting him to pull off the net like that. Trevor Crabb has a pretty big range that he can swing hard from.
Try Bourne from the service line. Get some help from the net. And the second double contact off the hands of Troy Field. He told me that as much as he wants to be technical in everything he does, because that's how his brain's wired, he said when it comes to hand setting, it's just about confidence and putting the ball exactly where Chase needs it. Right now, it cannot be easy as that ball is put down. It's got to be a touch off of Trevor, as that ball is bounced to the side. But the conditions, it's not just about the exhaustion playing in the heat, right, Maddie? It's also the fact that the ball can get really slick.
The ball's slick, the sand's hot, there's a little bit of a breeze, and it's a really interesting take by Field, because a lot of setting is feel. The more you think, the less likely you are to really make a good set.
How about that save from Troy Field? Blocked in bounds, and Chase, incredible discipline in the middle of that rally, because he so easily could have reached and just unloaded on that ball. He probably would have been called over, though. Take a look at that save, Troy Field.
Such an athlete. That was such a great shot. Troy Field takes it away. And then Chase Budinger shows off his unique breed of athleticism as well, as he just throws the arm into the angle, takes it away at the last second from Trevor. He showed it. He showed the angle. Trevor went for it, and then he took it away. Not a lot of guys can jump high enough to do that.
Way out, way out.
4 apiece. Try Bourne, Trevor Crabb, Chase Budinger, and Troy Field. Five, 4 now. Trevor Crabb, your server. Trevor Crabb, a couple titles to his name. Back-to-back Manhattan Beach Open champion. So far in the short career of Chase Budinger, back on the sand after an NBA career, he's also picked up a few tournament titles to his name. And another ace for Troy Field.
No shortage of confidence in Troy Field. Yeah, consistency is the one big question in my mind when it comes to his performance, especially as he's switching over to defense, and we're seeing it in this tournament. He's looking strong, looking very consistent.
Looking for the hot pocket, and Try Bourne feeling it. I think they're talking before their feet ever hit the sand.
I'm not sure they stopped. I think they go mid-jump talking. Try's had a really difficult time getting himself involved in the game offensively. One thing that Troy and Chase have done very well, he's just got 6 attempts, only 2 kills.
It's become a game of keep away. in regards to Crabb, Bourne, and some pace. And again, conversation, deep middle is the stare down. That's what you want to look for, not a hot pocket stare down. This is the Jake Gibbs swing here. When I talked to
Chase
Try and Trevor prior to this tournament. Oh, catchy. On 2 from Try Bourne. That one you can stare down, Try.
It's a creative way to get himself involved in the offense.
Quick feet from field. And again, the extended set. And we've seen that a few times now for Troy. I remember when Chase Budinger came out on the sand, one of the things that most people noted right away was his ability to place the ball setting, especially after he hadn't been playing for so long. Trevor continues the heavy lifting in terms of offensive efficiency. That's hard to say.
Again on an empty net that time. Chase not going up to block, kind of a half pull.
Short ball to Trevor. Call is normal. And there's a high line. And a lot of times when you've got somebody speedy like Troy Field in the backcourt, you got to make sure that high line is fast. Hard to do over that tall block of Chase Budinger, 6'7", up there at the net. Out of the middle. And finesse. Stepping in, stepping back out. Trevor. Try doing a nice job leaving just enough room for Trevor in terms of the attack, giving him plenty of space to work around the block of Chase Budinger. DJ Rouge pumping the beat here in Austin, Texas. And the battle continues. High off the hands, 11-10 means we are again at the technical timeout. Field and Budinger with the advantage.
Betsy and Kelly.
Chase having conversation with Troy and kind of how the partnership has shaped out in conversations with both of them.
Taking on Sarah Sponsel and
Chase obviously winning some big time titles just a year ago, and so much respect in terms of his athleticism and his ability on the court. And he's done a nice job allowing Troy to develop just behind his block as a defender. And Troy said, yeah, he's kind of like a coach out there on the court. He really likes to tell me some things to work on, places to go, and ways in which I can improve my game. And on the other side, Try and Trevor also had been coached by Jose Loyola, so they have made a recent switch as Jose Loyola now working with USA Beach Volleyball. Took on a full-time role there. That heat index showing up big time, 101. And the wind's still coming in here in Austin.
Like you talked about earlier, Cam, it's much hotter on the sand. A lot of times the stadium will block off the positive impact of some of that breeze. It does look like the players are feeling it a little bit, but these guys are in such top condition that it doesn't appear to really be slowing anyone down on the court now. It's not today you worry about, it's maybe the impact that it'll have tomorrow as you try and recover and get fluids back in you.
Troy Field with another dig. And he gets a little help. That ball may have been long, but it goes off the hand of Crabb.
And that looked like a design play they came out of the timeout with, Cam. It's Chase lines up in the middle. Troy takes away that shot. They left a lot of court for Trevor to work with, and he hit the ball right at Troy. So good adjustment, good coaching there.
And how about that call from Troy as he's still on the stand, looks to his partner and gives him the call.
Oh, and just wonderful touch from Chase. He's really maturing this year. He's not hitting the ball 110% as often as we were accustomed to seeing him. He's really placing it a little bit more. He's keeping it out in front of him better. I like what I see from his vision.
I'm going to take another second here to slow down underneath the umbrella. And I did get a chance to catch up with Try and Trevor about Jose Loyola and what he meant for that group just a year ago. And he said, man, he's just become absolute family to us. He brought so much energy to the court, and you could always hear it right down in the blocks. The sound, the noise, Jose Loyola's energy, just pumping them up each and every game. But now it's been fun too, because they're able to kind of feel it out and see what else can be brought to the table in terms of whether it's strategy or maybe it's a different look. So those two guys doing some looking and some searching in terms of a new coach for them as they look to the next Olympics in Paris. Just a few short years. It sounds like it's a while. 3 years sounds like it's a while, but in reality, the quad, well, it really becomes down to those 2 years of qualification just a year away. So for now, these athletes are grinding it out on the AVP tour, where they feel most comfortable and loving this energy, this environment here in Austin, Texas. It's not only a fan favorite, but it's also an athlete favorite. As you take a look at Chase's kills, 12 already, 4 blocks. And also there's 2 more controlled blocks. Those are touches at the net that he's been able to play back. Might as well also serve as a block. And straight back out, side out. Trevor Crabb said they've been working on expanding their offense. It's been one of the big changes, or maybe elevations from last season to this season. Look at this different set.
On our side, on our side.
Big block, Bourne goes wide with the hands and earns himself a big one.
Difficult ball for Chase to do anything with. Troy puts him right on the net, and Try just had to wait, get up, surround that ball with his hands. Good read by him. Chase would like a little bit more room to work, I'm sure.
Bourne really been focused on some defensive play. At times in their run towards the Olympics, Try and Trevor, they felt like the times they kind of got solidified with Try up at the net, maybe running up in moments of difficulty. I felt like that was maybe their strongest suit. So in the offseason, they both have addressed the opposing skill. But that one gets cut down, and they're going to call a limit there. But
I know. He got the ball with the second touch. The referee says it rested a little too long on the arm or the hand.
I don't know how the referee saw that, Cam. Chase's back was between the ball and the head ref. Oh, it definitely ran down the body. There was a lot of contact there.
yeah, it was quite a bit. But I think it's worth making a little bit of an argument.
Well, and it puts a little pause in Trevor and Try's momentum here. They picked up a couple points. They've close the gap a little bit. Now they may try stand back there and think about this serve.
And it worked. The side switch and the chatter continues, 13-15. And Chase has a huge smile on his face as he crosses the net.
It's early in the season, but I have seen Chase smile more this weekend than I have in recent memory. He really looks like he's comfortable, happy, and enjoying himself out there playing with Troy Field, and that's going to make this partnership really exciting.
Well, Chase and Troy have already done some heavy lifting here in Austin, picking up a first-round victory over Palm and Rodriguez, 21-19, 21-18. Dog by Field.
Oh, what are you doing?
And put away with a Casey Patterson, what are you doing call? Don't pull on me.
As he's hitting it, that was fun. The dig was good. I don't know what Trevor saw that got him to pull there.
And another missed serve for Chase and Troy. Feels like a little bit of a momentum killer there. That's tough after a big time play like that. They still have some room to work. Troy and Trevor need to find something quickly as they drop the first set.
Yes!
They continue
Trevor's
to work on Chase.
Yeah, and that's strategy. They must like the matchup. Tries read on Chase's arm swing, but I don't think it's working for him today.
And another ace, the off-speed ace. Instead of the pace, it's placement.
His fourth of the day.
A chop shot from the service line for Troy Field. Another out of system play. Patient on defense. Pays off into the angle.
Oh,
19-14. Scoop and deliver, Troy Field.
Those hands from Chase Budinger made it easy. What a set.
Troy Field is feeling it here in Austin. I remember back in 2018, he had a heck of a run making it through the qualifier alongside David Vandermeer. This is one of his favorite places to play. Nice cover by Tribe, but not high enough. It is now match point. We have seen so few upsets here in Austin. Let's see if Bud and Field can get it done. The slow clap and Field at the service line. Perfect timing yet again. Another ace from Troy Field, line to line, and the number 4 seed is moving to the semifinals on the winner's side.
What a stat line from Troy Field. He hit 625. He had 11 kills, 10 digs, and 5 aces. What a day. What a day for the big jumper Troy Field. That was fun to watch, Cam.
He had 5 aces in 4 games played yesterday, so 4 sets played yesterday. He had 5 in just 1 match alone. He's 10 on the weekend. That's what off-season training's for. Level up from every area. Troy Field and Chase Budinger doing just that as they unload and move on to the semifinals. But don't worry, if it's Troy and Trevor, they're going to grind it back out to the contenders and find themselves back on top here in Austin. Big congrats to Troy Field and Chase Budinger.
I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of this matchup this year, Cam, and it's going to be fun to watch.
again.